Hi, this is Hyunwoo Zong from Korea Minjuk Leadership Academy, and I'm going to make a presentation about the paper, A Correlation Analysis Between Global Plastic Production and Floating Micro and Microplastic Waste in the Ocean. So let's talk about the purpose of this study first. This study focuses on the amount of global plastic production, as known as GPP, and plastic litter, including macro and microplastics found in the ocean. The correlation analysis was performed to find the best fit model based on the collected data. And the study also focuses on the change of disposal methods and their impact on plastic waste found in the ocean from 1980 to 2015. Overall, this analysis provides the best fit model for predicting future marine plastic waste amounts and the possible responses to solve the problem of it. And let's talk about some background information. First of all, the massive increase in global plastic production causes the problem of plastic pollution in the world's ocean, and even though many scientific investigations have been done to address this problem, it has not been solved yet. And because of this complexity of multifactorial causes, the solution for marine plastic pollution is really challenging. For example, the sources of plastics are diverse, such as land-based sources, the fishing industry, and etc. Therefore, it is very difficult to manage the plastic waste from these various sources, and consequently, plastic waste is abundantly found in the marine environment, which accounts for 60 to 80% of the total waste in the ocean. Next, research method. This research has been conducted with three main steps. Step 1, collecting micro and macroplastic data from the public database. Step 2, collecting global plastic production and waste management data. And step 3, correlation data analysis. The detailed process of each of the steps is listed in this slide. And let's look at the results. More than 8 million tons of plastic waste flows into the ocean every year, and most of the marine debris from surface waters consists of macroplastics and microplastics. According to their weight distribution, as you can see on the figure on the left, it seems like the macroplastic wastes pose a greater threat to the environment. However, the number of microplastic particle count, as you can see on the figure on the right, by far outweighs that of the macroplastic. This tiny microplastic can be consumed by many marine organisms such as corals, planktons, and marine invertebrates. Therefore, they can be more easily transferred along the food chain up to larger organisms such as fish and whales. And marine species often ingest these plastics, and they suffer from severe injuries and even end up with death. For example, sharks, tuna, and shellfish are known to ingest plastic more frequently than other types of fish. And this fact not only is a threat for certain types of marine organisms, but also can pose a detrimental health issues for humans as well, as these plastic particles can accumulate in the tissues of marine species that humans consume. And combining the GPP from 1980 to 2015, total plastic production was measured each year. As you can see, GPP massively increased from 1980 to 2015, and this collected data was further fitted into the power law curve model. Correlation between micro and macroplastic waste collected and GPP closely follows a power law curve fit with R2 values of 0.9963 and 0.9969, respectively, as you can see in the figure 2a. According to the current trend in plastic production and use, GPP was predicted to reach over 2,134 million tons in year 2050 as derived from the curve model and figure 2b. And in addition, this model predicts that over 15.6 million tons of plastic particles, which is equal to the sum of particle amounts of 7.5 million tons of microplastic and 8.1 million tons of macroplastic particles, which will flow into the ocean each year after 2050, as you can see being derived from the curve model and figure 2a. Unless searching for an alternative material that can completely replace plastic usage, the only practical solutions for mitigating the environmental impact on plastic waste are recycling and environmentally friendly disposal methods. The plastic waste management data from 1980 to 2015 was divided into three sections: discarded, incinerated, and recycled. even though the percentage of incinerated and recycled plastic waste increased each year, both micro and macro plastic waste found in the ocean, which is the total marine plastic waste, increased, as you can see in figure 3. And this data suggests either that the current method of disposal management is not enough to reduce the amount of marine plastic pollution, or that there is a delayed effect of disposal management on the marine plastic pollution, and that we must wait to see its full effect. And there are two methods of plastic waste treatment that are relatively more eco-friendly: recycling and incineration. By definition, incineration is a method by which we burn plastics or other wastes at a very high temperature. The advantage of this method is that it completely gets rid of waste material in a short period of time, which would otherwise take thousands of years to degrade in natural environments. Still, due to the harmful chemical substance released during the treatment process, incineration must be carried out in a tightly controlled environment. Since the late 1980s, rates of plastic recycling and incineration have been constantly increased. However, its effect on slowing down the spread of ocean plastic waste has yet to take place. To further analyze the effect of recycling plastic waste, the disposal method distribution by weight was analyzed. Here, despite the effort made, over 50% of the plastics produced are still being discarded into the environment after they had been used, and only about 1% of the total plastics produced are recycled and still being used, as you can see in figure 4. So in conclusion, it is clear that marine plastic wastes are delivered from the rivers and increasing drastically each year. The current waste management strategy is still very limited and fails to prevent marine plastic pollution efficiently. Therefore, every country has to determine a manageable strategy for improving the efficiency of plastic waste management to make a change for the world suffering from marine plastic pollution. Thank you for listening.